Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. Today I'm going to introduce you to a challenge that I am setting myself, and that is a long distance challenge with the Micro Quadcopter. Now, as a lot of you will know who follow my channel, I do a lot of my FPVing with the Micro Quadcopter, but the weather hasn't been really good enough for the past few months to do anything outside. Well, today I got a bit of a break. It was a very gloomy day, but there was no wind, so I thought I would see how far I could get. Now, I have done some previous tests with this, and you'll notice this here. This is from a previously failed test. This is the locator light. And what it does is it's a homing beacon. And what happened was I was testing this to see how far it would go. It went out of range, and then I spent 2 hours trying to find it. I did find it eventually, but I didn't want to do that again. So this is a homing beacon. Now, this isn't working today. My battery has run out. Anyone that has one of these, the battery, for some reason, even when it's not switched on, has only lasted about 2 months. So that's no good. But let me just run through you what my current setup with this one I'm going to try today, because this is going to be an evolution, I believe, of trying different things. So the setup today is the ready-made RC 1280 Pico VTX, and that is attached to the Low Lux FPV hobby camera with their wide-angle lens. And of course, this is the Microquad's frame, and also the X4 controller, and just the Hubsan motors and propellers. So this is the transmitter. It's the Hubsan Spyhawk transmitter, and this is what I've been waiting for to turn up, really, to be able to do this. This is the SkyZone 700D FPV monitor, which does have a built-in DVR. It's better than the Hobby King DVR that turned up that I've done a previous video on. It's still not as clear as what you see on the screen, but I think its bitrate is something like 7 megabits, which is a lot higher than the Hobby King DVR. Anyways, I'm digressing. I'm just using this because this is going to be able to capture the footage when I do my long-range test. Now, of course, this is the 5-watt Wi-Fi booster, which I got from Banggood, so I don't think with 5 watts, I don't think we're ever going to struggle with the range for the 2.4. I think, seeing as this is about 50 milliwatts transmitter, I don't think we're ever going to run out of control. I think we'll always run out of video before control. So yeah, and then underneath here we have the 1.2 gigahertz video receiver, and then that is coming out of there and going into the audio and video in of the FPV monitor. And you can see, of course, I've not got the antennas on the top there because that's 5.8 gigahertz, and we're going to be using 1.2 gigahertz for this. So I'm going to go out today and let's see how far we can get. Okay, this is my first attempt. As you can see, it's a really dull day, and the video is very grainy because it's the DVR from the FPV monitor. I just pointed at myself there just to show you where I am, and off we go into the distance. Now, I'm standing on this field which is 1 kilometer in length in total, and I'm just flying up to about here now. This is where the stock H107D runs out. We're about 150 meters at this point, and bear in mind I don't have my locator device, so I don't want to push it too far. I think these trees here are at about the 300 meter mark, and I turn around now because I noticed I'm getting a little bit of grain. I always get more grain on the way back just because the aerial is facing in the other direction. But I think I get a bit of confidence and turn around here. But I did do 2 attempts at this. This was just the first tester attempt, so I think 300 meters is as far as I get. I might push it a little bit further here. What it says about this VTX, here we go, I think we're probably just about at the 500 meter mark there, so that's half a kilometer. Now, they do claim on the Ready-Made RC website that you can get half a mile, which is 800 meters with this VTX, but I am only running it in 3 volt mode straight from a 3.7 volt battery, and I think the 800 meters comes from having the 5 volt power. So I'm going to use the 5 volt regulator from FPV Hobby, and hopefully I'll be able to get a bit more range. I've got other VTXs to try as well. It's really funny, this is so tiny and quiet. No one even notices when it flies over them. It's brilliant. The best way to do long range, really. It's not going to do any damage. So I think the nerves getting the best of me here. I circle myself for a bit and then come in for a landing. Nearly hit myself there. I'm going to see if I can change the battery and have another go of it. So on the second attempt, I'm standing in the middle of this 1 kilometer field. So it's about 600 meters this way and about 400 meters the other way, and my plan was to be able to do the entire stretch of it, and we almost make it. So we are almost flying a kilometer here, in not a kilometer away. It's sort of 500 meters and 400 meters each way, so that's about the 450 meter mark. We're coming up. Those trees, I think, are about 600, right? So I turn around. Get very grainy when it turns around. This is why I need to change it, I think. But, I mean, I haven't taken any of my bigger quads this far. I mean, I probably could, but it's the fact that this field bends, and this power booster, the 2.4 booster, allows me to go through objects better, even though 2.4 isn't good for that. So that's just passing myself again there. And then I never fly this way because those trees are now blocking the line of sight. But the 1.3 video penetrates through the trees, and I just get to the edge of here. But as you can see, the picture's starting to break up. And then as I turn around, it almost completely disappears there. So yeah, that's the full length of the field. I'm still not happy with it. It's just me coming up here on the left. Some interference there, I don't know why. I think the battery and the camera was starting to get low. You tend to find that when the voltage starts to drop on the 100 milliamp battery that I'm using for the video, the range depletes, which is confirmation really that I probably need to put 5 volts through it rather than the 3.7 volts. But there we go. That's it for the first journey, should I say. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get a bit further. But yeah, this is kind of a long-range-ish micro setup. So hopefully we'll get a few more good days and I can do more attempts in the future. That's it from me. Thanks for subscribing and watching. Cheers. Bye-bye.